Hey, this is Drake here. I was coming back with another First Descendant video. And by the way, thanks for all the support on my other First Descendant videos. I mean, I haven't got near the views of some of these larger creators, but for me to get 1,000 views in a day on the video is pretty insane. But anyway, we'll get right to it now. I was going over what I would call a budget bunny build because I accidentally put this together and realized that I was doing the hardest farming mission solo with little to no difficulty, and the only thing I've put on this build is the one energy activator. I mean, these catalyst slots were already on it stock, and I mean the only hard module on the build, and I got super lucky on this, is HP collector, and I got it on the very first time running the mission with only a 1% drop. So this could take a little while to get that one, but everything else is just the blue mod. But we'll just run this right quick and I'll show you. Now this does vary kindly between enemies, the electric damage that they take. You can see we're doing and this builds up, if you didn't know, as your gauge goes back up, you steadily get more damage until you hit max to this, which is about 183,000 per pop, plus the extra electrocution ticks on it, which is really good damage. I mean, it just basically, and I've seen so many creators doing this, and I can't prove it, but man, it just irks me. This is a level 100 enemy, and it's not a level 1 enemy. I've seen so many creators doing that and getting ridiculous damage numbers. It does make a difference if it's a level 100 they spawn in or a level 1. It makes a huge difference on damage output. As you can see, this is a level 100 enemy, and we still do our pops on it. Just for clarity there, I'm not trying to do any fake damage numbers or anything. Now what makes this build really synergize well, and like I said, all I've put is the one energy activator, and you actually get 2 for playing through the game. So what I did was put 1 on each character, but I mean, if I was wanting to run Bunny specifically, I would put this on her and then throw 1 on my weapon, and I mean, you'd have a ready-made farming build. And this bunny is actually quite tanky, but I threw this on because I had it from my other, but it's got the slot already built in it and the skill power increase. Now you could go like focus on electric or electric master, and I've compared it on my Lepic build between fire specialist and this. You get just fractional, maybe like 1 or 2% more damage out of running the specialty mod as opposed to this skill power one. And this one's interchangeable between builds, so once you get it upgraded, more bang for your buck, you can use it on every one of your builds, just throw it in there. Alright, and I did go with technician on this one because on Bunny, her electric ticks are kind of a low modifier, so to throw this on there really ups the electric tick damage. Now this one really makes the build work in my opinion, because this HP collector at fully upgraded, you're getting 9% health every 2 seconds. So as long as you're running and killing stuff, as long as you don't get hung up in a crowd or, you know, froze in place by a boss, you really cannot die as long as you just keep moving, which is the secret to any bunny build. You know, just don't stop moving and most of the time you make it. Now I found that skill extension works extremely well on this build, and I'll show that because I didn't realize it. But you can throw this skill extension on there, and as you can see, our duration is 29.3 seconds at the moment, and I do have a little bit of skill extension on my reactor. We'll go over that in a second. But the cooldown time is 30 seconds, so you've literally got 7/10 of a second that this skill is not active. And it also puts the electrocution up from 3 seconds to 4.4. If I'm not mistaken, that makes it go from 3 ticks to 5 ticks, so that it ticks once per second. So it vastly ups your damage output, and you have literally no downtime on it, and all you're running is 1 mod to get it, just skill extension. And the reason this works so much better is because nimble fingers only goes up to like 26%, so you just get more, and it gives you more damage this way too. So best bang for your buck, best in the slot by far right here. And then of course, please run increased HP and defense on your bunny, because if not, she's just too squishy and you will not be able to do the farming runs. I mean, and it fits, and of course whatever sub module you want to run. I've actually got a couple of different ones. I've got multi-maneuvering, I've got mid-air maneuvering, but I haven't had the resources to upgrade them yet. But just whatever sub-module you want, upgrade it to 10 so you got the extra capacity and everything will fit. Alright, and I'll show that. As you can see, I mean, we got 44,700 defense, 6796 HP, and I don't run anything on shield, but 529 max shield. And I mean, we're pretty tanky. Like I said, I mean, with the health regen, you're constantly farming. Now, I wouldn't say this is a bossing build, but I mean, if you've played very much First Descendant, you know that farming is what you do the majority of the time. I mean, if you're trying to make a build together, I've honestly been farming the Valby run with this on hard mode. I've died a couple times. It's mainly because the boss will freeze you in place. But I've been running it for over 8 hours trying to get one reactor to drop with this build. Of course, I don't have a Valby. It would be more productive with her. But, I mean, I'm averaging, it's 3 minutes per run, and I'm averaging somewhere around 200 to 250 enemies per 3 minutes with this, you know. And it just kind of depends if they drop the MP orbs, you can run faster, you kill more enemies. If they decide not to drop them, then you're a little bit slower. But, I mean, very effective. And like I said, that's probably one of the hardest farming runs. I took it through, and I'll show it in a second. But, yeah, this is the reactor. Main thing I would say go for is just skill duration up. Now, it's spun with, and as you can see, it's just a regular reactor. It's not a gold one. Honestly, I was going to farm for a gold one, but they don't come back on rotation with Thunder Cage mounting until next week. So I guess that's a next week thing to do. But you want electric and singular, some skill duration up on it, preferably gold. And this one actually spun with singular skill power boost. So you, a little bit of, you can either do electric or singular in your second to get just a little bit more damage out of it. Now, external components actually do make a difference. What I prefer to go for is double HP roll on the top one for the maximum HP, and then this one you want a defense roll, and preferably, now this is probably like God roll, I didn't realize it was actually this good, to have defense, gold max MP, and character XP gain point. I mean, that's top tier. And this one actually is right up there, God tier 2, with double defense roll with a gold roll and firearm proficiency gain modifier 2 on it. So as I'm farming my characters up and my weapons up 15% faster than I would be if I didn't have these on. And that, you know, if you've leveled up very many times, that's a huge difference. And this one, I just try to go for defense, and if you can get a nice max shield roll on it, that's quite a bit. And I like to go for some sort of resistance, you know, just because really there's no other great skill that rolls on these. But yeah, with those, and if you didn't know, you know what I mean, these go onto your base stat, and then that goes through your multiplier mod. That's why it works so well. So the plus 160% defense and the plus 218% health is after this. So if you add, what is that, like 12, I can't add today, 1500 HP, all right, that 1500 gets multiplied by the 218%. You know what I mean? So that's best bang for your buck by far. And there is some sets of these, I just haven't got around. I'm still farming, trying to get my Lepic build perfected so I can start taking on some hard mode bosses solo without any difficulty. Alright, but I don't think I've missed anything. That's basically it. Like I said, I just threw this together because I was needing to farm. I haven't invested really any time into Bunny. All I did was throw the one activator on there, and really the only thing you're missing out on, if you like had one catalyst you want to put on, would be some skill expansion. Because if you get her 3 hitting, you know, 75-80% more range, it just makes it that much easier because you kill them before they can even get close enough to do any damage to you. And now if you wanted to run MP Collector, that's also a good choice. I've got it here somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you wanted to swap this out for MP Collector, that works too, because as you're killing enemies, you're collecting MP, and it allows you to keep your speed of light up basically 100% of the time. That's really good, especially if you're in a group. I think I would probably run MP over HP. But like I said, I've been doing farming mainly solo, so HP just helps me finish the mission because the boss in the area, the enemies in the area are always targeting you. So you know, take quite a bit of damage because they can shoot you before you get close enough for your wave to hit them. But that's basically it. I just thought I'd throw this out here because I've seen a lot of people running Bunny, and this is just the best budget build that I've come across, and I did it totally by accident. And then of course everything's level 100, but I mean you could farm all these pretty easy. Once you get into hard mode, just jump into mission and start dropping that. If you didn't know, and I'll put it on there, this thing really helps. You can go to your world map, click R3 on PlayStation for what's dropping, and you can farm your reactors from these areas, and there'll always only be 2 of your external components per week. So make sure to farm these if you need them, because you can farm these 2 this week, and then you can hit square, and as you can see, next week you'll have the other 2 on rotation. So it's very important while these are on rotation, farm your accessories, get the best you can, because the best ones come from hard mode bosses, which you're probably going to have a lot of difficulty with if you're running inadequate equipment. Alright, that's it, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.